Good morning. My name is Deion Wells-Ross. I am the founder of Intel Dynamics. We are an automation consulting firm. Today I have the privilege of interviewing my friend Jess. Jess, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're always so upbeat and positive. I love it.
I'm not always, but yes.
Well, when I see you at least.
Yes. That's the energy. That's the vibe.
Yeah, the vibe. Yeah. We're on the same frequency.
Yes. Yeah.
So this episode or this recording will be special because Jess and I actually have a personal relationship. We have connected outside of this over coffee, and we had really great conversations. So for the people that don't know you, Jess, tell us a little bit about your background and your story.
Okay, gosh. So I have been in Omaha for the last 25 years or so. I moved here when my wife and I got married. Most recently, prior to now being an entrepreneur, I was Vice President of Delivery and Innovation Services at Lunavi. And then we can go into it if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But they displaced me in January. And then I thought I was heading down a path of starting a company with somebody else. That didn't go the way that I hoped. And so I found myself, Deion, I've done this totally backwards, and I don't remember if we talked about it or not. I think some people go into entrepreneurship with this plan, this vision, hey, I've got to take this idea and become an entrepreneur. I did it completely backwards. And so I have found myself at a place where God has brought me and said, guess what? You're going to be an entrepreneur. It was something that for years I thought, gosh, that would be so cool, but I don't know that I have it within myself to do it. And God really shaped the conditions where He's like, guess what? You're going to try it. You're going to go down that path.
Wow.
And so I've started my own consulting company. I am doing IT and strategic consulting, and I'm still working on my pitch. Like I said, I've gone about this completely backwards. I have clients, and I haven't landed on my pitch yet. But essentially, I'll help you level up your strategy, and then I can help you execute that strategy and give you clarity to move forward with confidence.
I love that.
Yeah. So.
And the cool part is it proves that there is no right way to do entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So
that is very true. Yes. And there is no right way, and gosh, I am so confident that there is no better time than today, just with, especially in my circle. I mean, I love the Omaha community. The Omaha community has been so kind to me, especially, I mean, before I lost my job, and then especially after losing my job. I'm so grateful to the Omaha community, and there are so many resources available today to help get your business off the ground. I know you know that. You're incorporating AI in your business.
Yep.
I depend on it daily to be able to accomplish the things that I accomplish as a solo proprietor. And it's just such an exciting time. There's so much available to be able to help you get off the ground.
I couldn't agree more, and I think it's so interesting. Most people would say this is like a horrible time to try to get a business off the ground.
I don't know.
But it's like being in the post-AI era. I don't know how people started a business before AI was a thing.
Same.
Because I'm like you, I use it every single day. Yes. Probably too much if I'm being honest.
How many licenses of ChatGPT do you have?
Well, I just have one, but I was talking to AI, ChatGPT, and I asked it, how much do people use you on average?
Yeah.
It said something like a few hours a day.
Yeah.
Or it was words. How many words do people put into the chat every day?
Yeah.
It was between 300 and 500. I was putting between 4,000 and 5,000 a day.
Yeah.
And this was months ago, right?
Yeah.
So it just tells you how much I actually use it.
Yes, absolutely. I probably shouldn't tell you this, and I have 3 licenses.
Careful, you're on camera here.
I'm not using all of it. I'm using 2 of that, 2 out of 3. But man, just to even, yes, it helps be a strategic thinker, but even to learn operational things, like to have it help me learn how to get my QuickBooks online in order and get my P&L in order.
Yeah.
Again, there's just so many resources available at super cheap cost And you tie that in with a community, you tie that in with people who are willing to pour into you. I hear things about the economy, but I don't know a better day and age to start.
Yeah, I agree. So out of everything you've done, what would you say has been the most helpful? Is it the AI? Is it the networking? Is it a combination of both?
I would say it's an interesting question because, again, I came at this backwards. I found myself being an entrepreneur. I didn't go into thinking, hey, in 6 months I'm going to quit my job and become an entrepreneur. So I'm going to twist a little bit what you said. One, yes, being able to leverage AI and have it become a thought partner. It's a team member of my company.
For sure.
And looking at it that way. Where I'm going to twist what you said is the biggest thing that has happened for me is not necessarily me doing something, but me receiving. And so there have been people who have gone out of their way to help me get off the ground, to become my first client, to become my second client, to even my past self who earned a reputation to enable the people who chose to become my clients, just receiving people saying, I want to work with you. I'm totally twisting what you're saying, but some of my journey has been more receiving than actively doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think it speaks to the importance of your reputation. If you weren't a good person, if people didn't think of you highly, there's no way they would support you and sign up to be your first client or second client. And I imagine you'll continue to grow and get more clients.
I hope so. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
thank you.
For sure. So as you think about your business, I know you do consulting.
Yeah.
You're brilliant in the technology space. You actually taught me a lot about AI.
Oh, and then it all changed after we talked.
Well, yeah. There's no longer like 4.0, 5.0, 3.0, etc. It seems like they consolidated everything.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that. But what is your focus? How are you helping people in your consulting work?
Oh, it's really funny because I talked to, I'm just going to name drop people in the community as like mini shouts out.
Shout out, yeah. With the
so
team.
Bridget Knob, I don't know if you watch this or not, but I met with Bridget. She was Director of Information Services at Blue Cross Blue Shield in Nebraska. She's now a realtor. She's changed, but I talked to her about the things I do, and she's like, I get it. I see how those things come together. And then I talked to Christy Johnson, who is a great supporter, and I love her. But she comes more from a people strategy perspective, and I describe some of what I've done, and she's like, I don't see how they connect. So we'll see how this lands. So for one of my clients, I'm working with them, and I'll leave their names out just at this time, but they're both local, both the clients I want to bring up. They're in the legal industry, we'll say it that way. And so I'm helping them a couple ways. So I've kind of floated and helped them a little bit think about how to leverage AI a little bit. I haven't gotten super deep, but they're thinking about how do they create tiers? What are the tiers of AI that they're going to apply within their business in terms of what should be for the general population? What is second tier that starts to get a little bit more specialized to their industry? And then the third tier is like hyper focused on really bringing in expertise on their industry. So they're just starting on some of that. I'm also leveraging some of my experience doing project management, agile project management specifically, to help coach some of their folks on how to level up their project management and delivery, how to have better communication between the people who are executing and doing the work, the hard work every day, and the sponsors who are entrusting their reputation to those people and accomplishing those initiatives.
So is it like being a scrum master?
It's along those lines. So it's a scrum master, but still being accountable. Like sometimes one of the things that I've struggled with as Scrum Master in the past is you get people who are Scrum Masters who say they're outside of the team. That's not my experience. You are as much a team member and as accountable
for sure
as anybody else on the team. The team success is your success. And so driving that mindset, and to help in some of that coaching, I'm applying some mentoring using the Leadership Challenge. Are you familiar with that framework?
I am not, no.
Okay, so it's a great book. When I was at Farm Credit Services of America, I was introduced to that as a framework for leadership practices and mindset. And
told you this guy is smart.
I gotta get around the right people. And so being able to look at the Leadership Challenge, it's an excellent book. I think they're in their 7th edition at least. But they make the practices very simple. So building a common set of terms, a common way of thinking to apply, hey, in any given situation, how do I as a leader think about how I help? How do I move things forward? What does that look like?
For sure.
And so being able to take those 5 leadership practices out of the Leadership Challenge, and then bring in, okay, now let's apply that to project management, project delivery is something I'm working on. Now, I'm going to throw you a curve on my other client. This is where some people are like, yeah, I get it. Some people are like, I don't get it. So that client, I'm helping them discern and think through what are next steps to level up. The other client that I've had recently is, I think I can say this, is the Nick and Nick podcast. So if you're familiar with the Nick and Nick podcast, they're a local podcast sponsored by Royalty Roofing. Go check them out. Nick Prasosky, great guy, friend. They were wanting to get their podcast out on a more frequent cadence. They had a little bit of a lead time. For them, I mean, I don't know what your guys' lead time is. Their lead time was 4 weeks to get a podcast from recording.
Glen is like 4 hours, so.
Yeah, Glen's like, no, I got it. So I worked with them to help them level up their podcast delivery pipeline, is what I'm going to call it. That's coming from the software world, to where they can record, edit, publish, have it branded same day, right? And go to all the channels, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, etc. And so some of the people I talk to who aren't in IT, they're like, I don't see how those are connected. The people who I try to help understand and have a little bit of background of the IT can see the connection of somebody's got a problem, they're not sure the next steps to take, helping them understand that there is a solution, they can take next steps to make things better, and then getting involved in helping execute that strategy. Hopefully that helps answer your question.
No, that lands very well. I think our businesses are very similar. I'm a business guy and I like technology, but the analogy I've landed on is kind of being like that speedboat in the water where like you can help people solve real problems with technology. A lot of these, like I have a client, they use Salesforce, great platform, but it has limitations. And when they talk to other experts, it's like, we can't really do that. And it takes them forever to build a solution, where we're like that speedboat and we come in and we use APIs and other softwares, and it's just much quicker. And it gives them more, I'll say, flexibility and better automation, right? And it sounds like you're doing similar things with different clients. So with technology, there's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
No,
oh yeah, this is what every company needs. It's like, what's your problem and I'll solve it.
Yes, you're absolutely right. There's not, in my opinion, there's not a one-size-fits-all. You have to look at, as an organization, where are you? Where are your skill sets? Where is your maturity? Where are your people at? What culturally are you ready for? How open are people to change? And being able to synthesize all those dynamics to figure out what's going to be the next step, maybe not the end of the journey, but the next step to help you grow, become better, and build that confidence to know you can go on that journey and it can feel good. It can feel right for you.
Yeah. And I love that you said, where are your people at right now? Because I'm super innovative. Like I tried to help a client implement AI agents that make phone calls.
Okay, yep.
But their team was like, we don't know about that, right? So it's just like they are not ready as a company, So you definitely have to be aware of that and respect it, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
For sure. So, Jess, we've talked a lot about technology, business.
Sure.
Have you taken any lessons away from the corporate job that have helped you in like entrepreneurship?
Yes.
That rung a bell.
Yeah, some of what I've learned, well, I'll say this. A lot of what I'm applying right now, I learned doing consulting. And so if you're like, hey, I don't know if entrepreneurship is right for me yet, but it might be, I would say get into consulting if you can. Now, I understand that the consulting world is getting disrupted. I understand that, but everything's getting disrupted. So
sure.
If you can, and you think you ever might go to an entrepreneur path, but you're not ready, try your hand at consulting, because it puts you in front of the customer, right? Suddenly you're customer facing, you're taking on key initiatives, you need to think about how does this impact the customer, and having that tension of, I want to serve in a way that keeps the relationship going and doesn't put it at risk of the relationship going away. Sometimes in corporate, and this isn't everybody, but you can get complacent, like other extreme, right, is the DMV, right? That's the joke, right? Oh, you have to go to the DMV. They can treat you however they want to.
Yeah.
Because you got to go there, right? So just try to either get into consulting or try to take a consultative mindset. And I've worked corporate, and I brought a consultative mindset into that environment, and it works. Think about applying yourself in a consultative way and grow those consultative skills, because that is so helpful for me as an entrepreneur, is bringing that mindset and that drive to provide value. The other thing, and this is more of a negative side, 2024 was really hard for me. 2025 has been, I'll allude to both the best and the worst year of my life. But 2024 was hard being in the corporate role because of hard things that the company was needing to decide on. I think one of the lessons that I'm taking away right now is I want to be able to do business in a way that is in alignment with my values and how I believe people should be treated.
Absolutely.
And there are companies that are good out there, and I'm not trying to say a corporate role is bad, but for where I'm at right now, one of the lessons I'm taking away is it is a different posture when I get to serve the client directly and I get to live out the values that I want to live out and the way I think you should be treated.
I love that.
So those are a couple lessons that I'm taking out of this.
Yeah, there's so much there to unpack, but I totally agree with you on the values portion.
Yeah.
Sometimes companies are so focused on the bottom line, and it's like they can put that above what is really going to help someone. But as an entrepreneur, it does flip.
Yes.
And then building on what you said earlier, I agree, like being consultative has a lot of value.
Yes.
But if you have that itch, it's okay to be an entrepreneur as well.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah, so if you can stay at a company, get the consistent paycheck, but be a little entrepreneurial on their dime, which I think a lot of companies need that right now.
They do.
Innovation typically is like a top-down thing where it's like the senior executives make all the innovative decisions, right?
Not my experience, but yeah, that's okay.
And well, that's kind of been like my experience.
Yep.
And they've been so close to the business for so long, it's hard for them to see things in a different way.
Sure.
So I think the sky is the limit right now for entrepreneurs as well.
Yep.
And no one really knows the full power of AI.
Yep.
This is like my futuristic, but ChatGPT 5 came out a month ago.
Yeah. Was that only a month?
Maybe a shorter, I don't know. My time.
I have no track of time.
Yeah, me either. Mine is broken.
Yeah.
Like, what's today? October?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But when ChatGPT 5 came out, the first thing I asked it was, how far away are we from 10 and what does 10 look like?
Oh.
And it's crazy to think about, what 10 will actually be. So
Yeah, I love the phrase, it's the worst it's going to be today. Like, AI is already so helpful, and it's the worst it's going to be.
Scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. There's a lot of change coming. I think there'll be a gradient, but I think the more you can start to discover what you can accomplish, I want to be careful to say this. I want to say what you can accomplish on your own, but I don't mean sacrificing teamwork, right? Teamwork is so important, and that is a key part. And I think I think connection, this is my opinion, I'm postulating. I think the knowledge, the know-how of doing things, especially coming in the IT world, that is going to be flat. That will be flat.
Yeah.
Everybody will have access to the same knowledge. Everybody will have access to the same, I mean, there's prompts to help you build prompts. Like, you know what I mean?
Literally.
At some point, prompt engineering isn't going to be a thing, right? But discover what you can accomplish now. You can do more than you realize you can with the resources available. But I think, and this is my opinion, and I'm not alone on this, I think what will become crucial in the future is the ability to connect with people.
I agree.
To have the relationship, to have the connection, to have the trust, to feel resonance with somebody.
For sure.
I think is going to be, I mean, that's been important, but I think that is going to be a key differentiator in the future. I believe it. I firmly believe it.
I totally agree. It's funny you say that because I do a lot of API and technical stuff. There are a lot of people that are more technically proficient than me.
Yes.
But I've learned how to write JavaScript, Python, and it's all going to be flat. Like, you won't have that advantage anymore.
No.
But what you can't compete on is this, right? The human connection. When we go out and have coffee, like when we went out and had coffee, I left feeling refreshed and energized. I'm like, Jess is awesome, right? So everyone doesn't make you feel that way, though. So I don't know how you teach that or how you learn it, but
that's interesting you say that. It's something I'm working through. Is that something I've been told I'm okay at that. Is that something that I help others with, and how do I frame that? That's something I'm actually brainstorming this week, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a big conversation, and the cool part is just like there's no one way to enter entrepreneurship. There's no one way to build relationships and connect with people.
Yeah, there's an infinite number of ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny also, I'm a huge strengths guy, the Clifton strengths, Gallup strengths. And that taught me, like, my wife's #1 strength is empathy.
Oh, okay.
And she just has, like, this knack for picking up on energy and how people feel.
Yeah.
I don't have that ability, but I have this intellectual curiosity.
Okay.
So I ask questions. She likes to say there are different ways to peel an orange, not skin a cat. It's her empathy, right? But yeah, there really are different ways to peel an orange and like get to know people. So.
What's your #1?
Futuristic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so don't get me started on like my futuristic talk.
Sense. Yeah.
I believe in humanoids and like what happens when AI is no longer behind the screen and it's sitting right here with us, you know.
Yeah.
So
even beyond that.
Right. It's crazy when you think about what happens when we live in I'll say artificial reality.
Yeah.
When AI is embedded in everything.
Yes, in you.
Oh, I know. I might. What's Elon Musk and his chip? I might get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, I see the future, but I don't know if I'll be the first one to do it. So.
Okay, a little hesitancy. You're like, I got futuristic, but my trust is not quite.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll let other people be like the lab rats.
Yeah, that's what. Who's the alpha tester for Neuralink? Like, I mean, I know they've had him, but like, who's like? Yeah, I'll be the first one to hook that up to my brain and try it. I don't know.
when there are people that have more extreme health conditions that probably need it more than I do or someone else.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm like, I'll let them try it and let them work out the kinks.
Yeah, and they're more motivated. Yeah.
Right.
True.
So
yeah, that's
for
true.
sure. Well, Jess, as we wind down, any final tips for people that are early entrepreneurs or honestly for any entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship has changed since AI. So it doesn't matter if you've been doing it for 20 years, 50 years, 2 months, AI is a game changer.
I mean, maybe this isn't exciting. I'm just going off the cuff what comes to mind. I think, we could jump a whole lot into how AI just exponentially enhances your capabilities. But I really think some of the core things, and we kind of hit on it a little bit, are going to still be core, right? You still need to serve. You still need to provide value. You still need to have relationships. You still need to build trust. Those things aren't changing. And again, I know we kind of hit on a little bit. I think that side of things is going to become even more important. That will be like the core. So get good. I think another thing is one of the things AI isn't doing today is it's not, I mean, even though Facebook's kind of played with this a little bit, it's very passive. You have to ask it, right? I experienced the other side of that on Facebook group. You can ask it questions and it'll come back like 2 days later and it's like, whoa, what's going on? Yeah. But still, it's very passive. So you have to get good at asking the right questions. I'm not even saying prompting, just asking the right questions, knowing what responses are going to be helpful and add value for the fit of where your customers, internal or external, are at. And focus on that relationship. I think those are tips that I would give right now. I would love to go into it more, but I feel the timer going off. So
I don't know. That was golden, and I couldn't agree more. Where it's like, one, people become over reliant on AI.
Yeah.
And this is a accounting term, but I once had someone that's a controller. She told me garbage in, garbage out.
Yes.
If the people give her bad information, like her work is going to be wrong.
Yes.
Same thing with AI. If you don't ask very good questions, you aren't going to get the same responses. So even though I use ChatGPT, you use it, and I'm sure everyone here does.
Sure.
We all use it differently, and it's based on the quality of what we're inputting into it. So.
Yes.
For sure.
Agree.
Well, Jess, this was amazing. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I didn't ask you any questions. You were like, oh, I'm not answering that. Glenn,
no, we didn't not even come close.
No, for sure. Well, Jess, this was awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
sure.
Deion.
We'll see you on the next one, guys.